Today we're rating AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards. Today, let's see what Zybers, what dangers, and if anything's doable. We're gonna start off with the Kamito Yirank. What does that mean? Stinky? It's a white 1/1 core wizard. Alrighty then. Tap, exile target land from a graveyard. If it was a land card, which of course it was, because I couldn't target anything else, you may put that card into your graveyard. What is going... Like, what kind of economics is this? I have to target a land, exile it, and it goes from exile directly back into the graveyard as if nothing happened. Is there such thing as, like, graveyard fall or something where the land enters the graveyard? You continuously get graveyard fall over and over again. That's the only purpose I see to this card, because outside of that, it is completely useless. Now, in theory, is it doable? Yes, but also in practicality, it does absolutely nothing. Counters Unholy Heat. I don't even know if it does that, because this goes on the stack first. So let's say your opponent plays Unholy Heat. In response, you exile land, but then it just goes back into the graveyard, so that ability is resolved. Then the Unholy Heat goes to resolve, and there's still land over there. Prevent Exiled for Forever? Maybe? Okay, there's synergies for cards leaving your graveyard and entering the graveyard. Okay, so maybe there's some really niche use for this card. Kamito Yirank. You do rank. Look, it's a landfill of garbage. And we're just moving garbage from one area to the other end of the landfill. Okay, the Silver Quill Obingle. Looks like some sort of... Man loves his books. Red, blue, 2 generic for a 2/3 Goblin Rogue. As Silver Quill Obingle enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Silver Quill Obingle is the chosen type in addition to its other types, which is Goblin Rogue. And each permanent is creatures. Sacrifice a creature. Okay, what is going on at the end of this thing? Each permanent is creatures. Should have been each permanent is a creature, which is fine. Which also means you blow up all the lands. All the lands die in one shot. And then sacrifice a creature. But I don't know about that. It's like sacrifice a creature. That never happens. That's not an ability. Each permanent is creature, sacrifice. It's like when it enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature. Do I have to pay a cost to sacrifice a creature? Or is it like each permanent is a creature and I have to sack a creature to make every permanent a creature? I have no idea. So I'm going to say not doable. Jonathan loves the name. Obingle. Yeah, shred this mess. It's close. It's close to a real card, but it's not. Chaos ensued on that one. Dakin, green 4 generic legendary enchantment. Interred of 1 of trans and or 1G. Black, Dakin becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Votient. And also sacrifice an out card or, I feel like we're moving from English to something else at this point. Dakin deals damage equal to its power to target tacted creature. And it doesn't even have power. What a complete mess this damn thing is. It's a legendary enchantment that wished it was a creature. It's acting like it's a creature. No power and time. Okay, can we give power and time? Okay, do you know what? Okay, hold on. If we replenish. Oh, no, not replenish. Opalescence. There are cards that turn the enchantments into creatures, so actually maybe it's possible. But there's enough keywords on this, like interred and Dakin, that make no damn sense. Votient deeply? Gotcha. So actually, maybe the enchantment, it can be a creature. Every enchantment going to become a creature one day. Says the Enchantress Dex. Overgrown! I'm surprised there's... Is that a unique card name? We have a black 1 generic sorcery. Players can't cast spells during their own turns. Interesting. But hold on, this is permanent? Yeah, it's like it's a sorcery, so you can't even interact with this afterwards. That thing could be broken. And if you're playing a deck that has like no instance, I mean, you're screwed. You basically, it's like the ultimate prison card. Yeah, it's effectively an emblem around here. How does it work? You don't cast spells anymore on your turn. That's how it works. For the rest of the game. Yeah, it danger if it was an instant. I think it danger if it's a sorcery. Just build your deck to be instance. Just work at completely at instant speed. Instance, I don't know, flash creatures, and this thing's busted. Imagine your most commanders can't even be cast if Overgrown has been cast already. Now, yeah, it's starting to come down to people like, oh my god, maybe this card is actually broken. It is stone cold broken. I think if you saw this for the first time, you'd be like, I can't cast any of my cards anymore. It's over. Yeah, it's not an enchantment. It's just a sorcery. Doesn't say until end of turn either. It's not an artifact. It's just permanent. All right, to the pits. Where is it going? It's going to the Urank. To the Urank with this card. We don't need it. And you know what? It's not a land, so it won't get targeted. Okay, Torrent Swinger. Okay, it's Grixis colors. 2/2, Kobold Warrior. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no one, target opponent discards cards equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. Okay, at the beginning of my end step, if I control no one, which we can do in AI-generated land, sometimes you control your opponents. Target opponent discards cards equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control. That is so weird. So if I control no one, which normally happens, I target someone else, and then they have to discard cards equal to everyone's artifacts. So if you have a lot, I mean, the Soul Rings, the Mana Vaults, the Mana Crypts, the Treasures, they'll be enough that nobody will have cards in their hand. You just said, I choose you! And then you'll be, if you have a lot of cards, they're gonna be 0. You're gonna have nothing. It's a self-inflicted wound. That's right. We got a super chat on the show. Rugal, thank you so much for your super chat. Off topic, what's the name of the background song that you are playing in the stream? I like it a lot. Thanks from Chili. This one is Mario RPG Fight Against Monsters. Enjoy. Challenge no one to no creatures, and I think it works. Don't you control yourself? If you control no one. That's interesting. Good rules question. Very, very good rules question. I don't know. I'm assuming it doesn't count yourself. Dang, this card is pretty busted. Well, you know, I mean, people can still play off the top of their deck. It's a legendary. Who would want this as a commander? You can only target one person at a time. And then the person you don't target, like the other two players are like, okay, we got to deal with this Torrent Swinger freak over here before they make us discard our hands. And like, it also like just forces you to play all your cards. So things can backfire really far. You know what? I actually think this card can work. I think it's a bizarre card. I think it is just doable enough. Ghost Horn Ghoul, a red 1 generic 1/2 Goblin Shaman. Pay 2, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Very doable. And we're moving on. This is not a particularly exciting card. I do well. I mean, if you have infinite mana, I don't know if goblins ever make infinite mana. Maybe they can get close with Skirk Prospector. They can make a bunch of zombie creatures. For anyone that's has a mix of zombie and goblins. We got Lumen of Militia, a black 2 generic horror. That's 3/2. Flash and flying. That is unusual to see on a black creature. White 1 generic. Untap. Lumen of Militia gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Looks like a draft card. Looks like a complete draft card or something. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's bulk. Yeah, it's probably bulk. I don't know, maybe for the horror deck. Because it can theoretically become a 4/3 after it attacks. It's like a vigilance creature, alright? We got 4/3 vigilance. And maybe you can even tap the creature and untap it a few more times for some extra value or something. Pretty basic. That's fine. Okay. Good enough. Does not break the game. The Goldening, a red, black, 5 generic sorcery. Choose any target. Each player creates X treasure tokens. That's... Okay, hold on. That's a lot of treasure tokens. So, hold on. Any target, each player... What is the point of the target? Do I have to target, like, a player? So I target you, but we all get the treasure tokens. It's our tokens. And X can be anything. So basically, if I want 20 treasures, I have to give everybody else 20 treasures. And by the way, this is 7 mana. So, you know, for 7 mana, hopefully it does do something busted. I just don't understand the choose any target part. Like, you would never risk... Okay, so I guess it gives you some ability to counter this, because if you target a creature they could die, and then it counters the goldening. If you target a player, someone could kill them in response, and it counters the card. Very niche, though. Sorry, Cameron, you cannot choose infinite. Gotta choose a number. That's a rule in Magic the Gathering. I choose you and create 100 treasures. That's right. But they also get the 100 treasures. Basically an omniscience for all the board. Only if you want to give people that much token, that many treasures. Maybe you just want 10. Maybe you just want enough that you can just win the game on the spot, or have a huge, or like play something that will blow up all the other treasures. Can you just combo and win before passing? Well, I think that's the idea of the card, which would make it at least a 2-card combo. Though technically X can't be infinity, it has to be a definite number. Yeah, you can choose a Google. You can choose a bazillion, gajillion. I don't know. The highest number I know is a Google, because of Google itself. I didn't know that was a word. That was a... Can't believe they got names for all the numbers up to a Google. That's bizarre. Come up with that card that creates other tokens when you create a treasure token. Sure. I create 69,420 treasures. That is an excellent number, King Ginger. All right, it technically passes. It might be broken, though. What do you guys think? Is it broken, or is it barely safe? It's probably broken. Mist Stability. It is a red, 4 generic, 5/4 troll. It's trolling. It's got the troll face. Troll face has been working out. Looking pretty good. Look at the exiled cards from the top. Greater loses blah. And then you may cons a black. And as you cast this spell, sacrifice Mistably Proliferate. We got flavor text here. This is my favorite. Soils of Urza. I go. It'll rind soon. It says 20. But Pyrus. It's soil for quiet. Jakeeman or a native death Littleloo. Yeah, I go. What is it? Soils of Urza. I go. And I go throw this into the Yarank. This thing, Yarank of what's it called? Chaos ensues. The proliferate is also weird. Yeah, those are kind of words. Do you really want to keep the blah? Not really. Not in my opinion. Well, that's true. It's trolling. Mistability. It's called Mistability. No, Mistabitably is trolling. I may cons. You may as much as you want. Yeah, go straight to the shredder. Shred it! AI, Wizards of the Coast would never approve of this thing. Okay, we got the Shrieking Commander. Let everyone know that they're there. Assert dominance. It's a Phyrexian white and 2 generic for a 3/2 human druid. It's the weirdest commander I've ever heard of. It's not a soldier or an army or anything. Tap, Shrieking Commander deals 1 damage to target creature. My freaking ears! Okay, when Shrieking Commander leaves the battlefield, sacrifice Shrieking Commander. You got it! Okay, let's be serious. You can't do that. You can't sacrifice something that already left the battlefield. This is like the Yarank card. Exile a card from the graveyard. Sorry, exile a land. If it was a land, go put it right back in the graveyard. If you would leave the battlefield. Oh no, hold on. No, wait, it's like when it leaves the battlefield, sacrifice Shrieking Commander. Shouldn't it be worded differently? Like if it were to leave the battlefield, sacrifice it. So basically, if it leaves the battlefield, the commander must die. It must be over. It's GG. Yeah, it should be worded something like that. If bounce, blink, or like, I think if it were to leave the battlefield in any way, it dies. Can't blink it. When it leaves the battlefield, sacrifice. But like, when it leaves the battlefield, it's gone already. The Shrieking Commander like bailed. This guy's nuts. His boys have guns ablazing. He's just charging like a madman. You gotta admit his acorns. Yeah, sure. I think they're pointing the different direction. He's like yelling, "Oh my God! There's a war going on over here! Oh my God!" Yeah, and stay dead. Exactly. Okay, I don't know how to. I don't think this card works. I don't think this is a real card here. Isn't it another object after blinking? Well, anyway, if you blink it, I think it's gone already. I think it's been blinked, it'll come back. Such a weird card. Okay, we have a two-card combo here. At the front, we have the Mage of Farmond, a black 3 generic enchantment. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform it. Okay, that's interesting. So what's the other side? Let's take a closer look. It's the Crows and Pharaoh Spirit. It's a 3/3 flyer. As Crows and Pharaoh Spirit enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Okay. Spells with the chosen name can't be cast, and lands with the chosen name can't be planeswalker. No, not lands becoming planeswalkers. Impossible. Never happened on our watch. It is an interesting card. Okay, so you choose. So I guess you can choose lands to never become a planeswalker. Yeah, it's really close to being a real card. Also, the cost of getting it to pull off is really hard because you have to have this 4-mana enchantment out, and someone has to play 2 spells. It does work. Like, I believe, if I understand the rules correctly, like, it's totally doable. Because it says, enters the battlefield, you choose a non-land card, and the non-land card can't be played. And lands with the chosen name just can't be a planeswalker. I approve. No, you hard countered my planeswalker lands. Exactly. Well, only one of them. Only one. It's like Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle to the lands, planeswalkers. Who knows what else they're going to show us today. Oops, still on this. Okay, moving on to the Pilgrim Harvest. Harvesting humans, it looks like. The elderly. We have a green 4 generic 6/5 dragon. Oh, God. Oh, it's literally harvesting human beings. Look, they're all fighting for their lives around here. Flying Menace. When Pilgrim Harvest attacks, it gets +4/+0 until end of turn. If it's a spirit, untap it. I guess there are some niche situations where you can reanimate a creature from the graveyard back to the battlefield, and it becomes a spirit in addition to its other creature types, I think. Blast Offer says that Zybers likes it. It's pretty big. It's a big dragon. If I were them, I would run for my life. Very, very far away. Although I think it's like you're doomed anyway. It's a giant lizard. This dragon tastes like Pilgrim. Oh, who's harvesting who? Are the humans harvesting the dragon, or is the dragon harvesting? I think it's the dragon is the hero of this story because it's actually a dragon card. Oh, you guys actually like this card. Weird. When it attacks, it gets +4/+0. I guess the dragon players have shown up. All right. 10 out of 5 for 6 ain't bad at all. Oh, you're talking about the power of toughness. Yeah, you can be a 10/5 creature for 6 mana. And situationally, it has vigilance if it's a spirit. It's pretty insane. A flying menace 10/5 when attacking. Sujo vigilance. Yeah, well, very, very niche situations. Okay, the Sunhearth, Death of War. We have a red 1 generic 0/4 Merfolk Wizard. All right, you had my attention. Now you have, what is it? You had my attention. Now you have my curiosity. I think that's how that phrase goes. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, you may put a fungus counter on Sunhearth, Death of War, which are very, very rare cards. Okay, it's a 0/4 tap. Put a fungus counter on Sunhearth, Death of War for each fungus counter on Sunhearth, Death of War. So it like it's like self proliferates in a way, except it doesn't even go up 1 card. So if you can tap and untap, what does it even do? What am I going to do with all these counters? Like, just collect them like air miles and then do nothing with them? All these crappy keywords on 1 card. Spirit, Arcane, Fungus, counter, Dex, Rejoice. I guess maybe in some way, like another fungus deck, maybe they can use the counters and transfer them onto other cards. Maybe. I don't know. There's probably some synergy there. But outside of that, this card does nothing. It's just some crappy enabler for something else. Most synergetic, anti-synergetic card. Exactly. Finally, the Merfolk in red that we were waiting for. It's a great Merfolk in my Merfolk Spirit Fungus deck. Might be part of a set mechanic. Could be. The Fungus. Fungus! Okay, technically works, but is pretty trash card. Unless we see some backup. Reckless Light. What is this? This is like Cyclops from the X-Men, except in the power of a goat. It's a white 2 generic instant. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the total number of tokens you control. Real card. That is an incredibly real card. I don't know who's looking for this thing. And it kills indestructible creatures because it gives it -X/-X. So I guess it's... yeah, it's get goated. I like that, Tommy. Get goated. Ready. The Boros made life a moment of goats. It's easy to survive the merchant of the truth. The art is the goat, exactly. Laser goat, laser... laser goat. It's this innocent goat, and then all of a sudden just shoots out a beam of reckless light and blasts you to the Urank. Flavor is also excellent. I guess so. It's a Kabira takedown that gets around indestructible. All right, so it's like a real card. Goat Optic Blast, best goat. All right, look, it's a real card. And I like the flavor too. Okay, next up we've got Of the Rakesta Warrant Monster. The black 1 generic 3/3 Tree Folk. The black tap. Target opponent discards a card for each planes you control. All right, so you got to be like a white black deck. Also got Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You can play that card this turn. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card. That's interesting. This actually looks really strong. It looks incredibly strong. So you can like wipe out someone's hand for all the planes that you have, and basically landfall, draw a card. I mean, so long as you have the mana to play it, I mean, it's just basically going to be free. Very doable. I think it might be really strong. Oh no, you can't play this as a commander because you'll never be able to get the planes in here. I don't know if you'd want it as your commander. I think you want it in the 99. You could play it as your commander. I guess. You can play it for just the landfall ability. Yeah, good in the 99. That's what they say. That's what the kids say in Commander. Good in the 99. Apparently Grizzlebrand, not very good as a commander. Good in the 99. His commander is just a mono black with that landfall. But it might be good enough. Looks busted in Orzhov. Alright. First ability should be a sorcery. Danger! Oh yeah, it's instant speed. Oh, you drew a card? Or you had a handful of cards by end of turn? Okay, I'm gonna make you discard all of them. Thank you very much. And it's a low cost of a single black mana. Okay, I don't know if it's broken or not, but it looks playable. I think it might be fine. Wipe out you can only wipe out one person's hand, by the way. Only target opponent. My mono black planes matters as a commander. Okay, we got Estora's Hira or Hyra. Blue 2 generic sorcery. Destroy target my L creature card. When you do, regenerate each creature you control and a black defender. I don't even know what my L creature card is. I guess whatever is getting dumped on by some sort of ice beam over here. Moving on. The Brainwalker. What's the lore to this? Oh, we got a blue 3 generic 2/2 human wizard. When Brainwalker enters the battlefield, draw a card. Love it. Love it already. It's only 4 mana. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you also draw a card. It's real cash money. Okay, and then 6 tap. Non-land permanents can't be instead. Damn it! It's so close. It's so close to a real card. So close to doable. Non-land permanents can't be. To be or not to be? Well, the Brainwalker says they can't be instead. Non-land. Only the non-land permanents. Yeah, almost had it. So close. Brainwalker will destroy you with facts and logic. I guess so. Blew up its own brains with facts and logic. Yeah, I love the name. I love all this. I love how many cards it draws. Okay, hold on. Can we make this last one make sense? Non-land perms can't be instead. No. Alright, to the gallows with you. Damn, it's so close. Okay, Archetype of War. It's a white, 1 generic fox. Look at that. Look at that art. This is a great art. Okay, it's a 2/1 creature with Sigil. It's a black 2 generic. Tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That is pathetic. Pass. They can't be, but they can L. Oh, good God. Okay, Ikdimir We have a new... I don't know. It's Ikdamir, the opposite of Demir, which is maybe Azorius. It's a 3/2 catbird that doesn't fly, but it's got double strike. It's got protection from legendary mountains. That's talking to you, Valakut the Molten Pinnacle. You hear me? Oh, it may not always be legendary, though. Hold on. If you've got Dryad of the Elysian Groves out, then it will be a legendary mountain. Okay. Still Kerchanter. When Ikdamir the Puce enters the battlefield, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all revealed cards named Heavensy as mountains or library phase out. Activate only if you control 2 or more forests. Oh, chaos ensues on this card. Is Mount Doom a mountain? I don't know if it's an actual mountain. Valakut. Oh yeah, you know what? I keep... Even though I've played against Valakut my entire life, I forgot, like, it feels like that should be a legendary card, but it's not. So it's got to be Mount Doom with Dryad. Is Mount Doom even a mountain? I don't know if Mount Doom is even a mountain. I don't know if there's that many legendary mountains in the game. Maybe none. You need, like, Dryad. You need Blood Moon out or something. Yeah, just Blood Moon it. Blood Moon legendary cards, and boom. And then it'll do nothing anyway. Okay, don't worry, Ikdamir. Those legendary mountains aren't going to bother you anymore. Not going to bother you anymore. It's possible. Yeah, where the library phases out. That's interesting. Phasing out the entire library. That is design space that is yet to be discovered. Harvest Revenant. It's a green 2 generic. Moonfolk Scout Archer. A 2/2 creature. It's a companion. We get new companions. And to some people, they're like, companion is coming back? Companion, your maximum hand size is 11. That is pathetic. If this card is your chosen companion, you may put it into your hand from outside the game for 3 mana anytime. Well, I guess it's doable. It's free. And also, there's no cost to it. It looks like anyone can play this in their deck. This goes to 11. Need more cards in hand. Who doesn't want more cards in hand? How does that even work? No, your maximum hand size is 11. So you pull this from the sideboard to your hand, you play it, and then you can go to like 11 cards without having to discard. Wait, how do you change the rules to make your hand size to 11 to have this as a companion? Oh, I was reading this. That wasn't the cost. Your maximum hand size is 11. Is that how all the other companions are worded? Hold on, let's go look at Luris. Oh, you guys are right. Okay, so each permanent card in your starting deck has a converted mana cost. I guess. So I don't know how to do this. Yeah, how do we make our maximum hand size 11? All for a 2/2 creature. I don't know, play Reliquary Tower? Does that count? When our maximum hand size is unlimited? Yeah, this is the stipulation. Yeah, you guys are right. This is the stipulation. This is impossible. I think it's impossible. Unless we're allowed to go beyond 11. Then we just play a Reliquary Tower. And then we good. We good. It's a gray ogre. Maybe. I like the picture, though. Pretty cool picture. We're going to look at more crazy AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards, but we got to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. You're looking out for the next Doctor Who set. They're coming out hard and fast with those Commander decks, and they got some sweet reprints. They're reprinting the Horizon lands, the enemy Horizon lands. So that should be some sick reprints and new cards for all players of all formats, and you can pre-order those cards at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though. However, to get an additional 5% off all your purchases at FusionGamingOnline.com. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online on Magic the Gathering Online. You may not know it, but you can play basically any format on Magic the Gathering Online. You can play Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, Commander, one-on-one, and 1 versus 3. Is that how you guys word it? Is it 1v4? I guess it's 1v3. All on Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_XQJ. All right, back to the wild nonsense of the AI. What they gonna do? Who knows? Oh, did I miss this super chat? The rank card can steal from opponent's graveyard? Hold on, is that true? I don't want to go too far. Okay, hold on. It says, exile target land card from a graveyard. If it was a land, you may put that card into your... Oh! It barely has utility. So we exile... So it actually does something. Oh, so is that how you reach Delirium? Oh, that's bizarre. Okay, it actually does something. Barely. It barely does something. Okay, well, let's get back to where we left off, which was at the Harvest Revenant. And now we move on to Narset Advocate, because we all know how much Narset loves animals, cats and dogs. So this one's a 3-mana 1/1 dog with first strike, so it must be very fast. Fast doggy. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Narset's Advocate gets +2/+0 until end of turn. 2 super fair. A lot of cards. Can steal fetches. I don't know why you'd want to steal fetch. It would do nothing in your graveyard. And also, well, whatever. Yeah, it's fluffy. Very fluffy, very cute. Don't know what the cat has to do with the lore here, but I guess it's the cat is a motivator. It looks like the cat is taking an oath or something. Okay, we got the Blind Outcurst. Okay, Blind Outcurst is a red 1 generic sorcery. Exile all artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. For each 1 damage prevented this way, its controller pays quadruple black and gruel. If you control 3 or more creatures, you win the game. So it's GG. Okay, hold on. How does this work? Exile all artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers for 2 mana. For each 1 damage prevented this way, which it won't prevent any damage. Its controller may... I mean, it's a source. Its controller may pay the stupid mana cost. If you control 3 or more creatures, you win the game. I think this is just like, this is an I win card if you have 3 cards out. Because, like, I think this card can ignore all... Oh, no, but you'll never have 3 or more creatures because you exiled them. It's a 2-mana Wrath, and everything after it is gibberish. You will never have a creature on the battlefield because you just exiled all the creatures. You can't even, like, destroy all the creatures and leave indestructible ones up here. Yeah, the win condition can never happen. It's a complete fantasy. It's just a weird board. It's a very strange board wipe. And everything. Then Chaos sues for the rest of it. Too much garbage. O-ring. Oh! O-ring the 3. You could O-ring, or you could put, or you can. There's a few cards that store creatures. I can't remember. There's some lands that store creatures. I guess you have to. It has to be an artifact. There could be an artifact that stores some creatures. And then after you exile them, you would have 3 or more creatures. Okay, so it actually is possible. It's possible. But you can exile the artifacts. I think there are some artifacts that hide creatures underneath it. Like you tap it. It's like storage. You store the creatures underneath the artifact, and then at the right time. It can't be an artifact. Can't you? Kostia says, can't you use instant creatures during sorceries? No, like at the point that this resolves, you have no window to put creatures in play because it would have just resolved. So you'd cast this, flash in your creatures. Then Blind Outcurse resolves, all your creatures get exiled, and nothing happens. Yeah, the enchantments stay. Oh, so what, you want to turn the enchantments into creatures? I don't know how you do that. Give them protection. Protection ain't gonna work here. Blue Bomber! Just use World Gorger Dragon. I don't think you can put something on the stack in between a card's multiple effects. No, you can. No, it doesn't work like that. Phasing them out, it's not going to do anything either. Nothing works. The only thing that can work is you store creatures underneath creatures or underneath artifacts. Like a Deputy of Detention, for example, exiles, like, I don't know, 3 of your creatures. I don't even know if you can target your own creatures with Deputy of Detention. And then Blind Outcurse happens, exiles the creatures and artifacts, and then reveals the creatures afterwards, and then you win the game. Actually, I don't even know if it'll does it check that? I need a judge. Anyway, we'll just safely say this card's trash. It's too blind. Did it have flavor text? No, it has no flavor text. I don't see enough flavor text these days. Okay, we got Dissen, Cawthor, and Worm. Okay, Dissen, Cawthor. Oh, I gotta click on this. This is not very big. Can't even see this. Okay, Human Scout. It's a 2/2. Enters the battlefield, choose one. Fewer can card you own exiled with Dissen, Cawthor life total named Minvor take. This effect doesn't remove Dissen, Cawthor. Okie dokie. And now, I don't know how you get to the other side. I guess you could play either side you want. The other side is a legendary land. You win the game unless you pay 1 for each tapped merfolk you control. What? You win the game unless you pay. Well, why would I even want to pay that? I would never pay that. I would just, this might be the most powerful card we've ever seen in the history of rating AI generated cards. You play this land and you win the game unless you pay 1 for all your tapped merfolk. I will slam dunk throw this in all my merfolk decks and then opt to not pay the 1. Yeah, you win the game statistically. Yeah, you just mulligan down to the Worm. You know, there's a lot of other cards where you have to pay like at least 1 mana. This one, you just have to get this land onto the battlefield and you win the game. Yeah, not even a spell. And it's just constantly checking for you to win the game unless you pay the 1. And I'm not going to pay the 1. Do you pay the 1? No, I don't. And I am victorious. The Worm slashes Inmerdicance. Emercadence. Is that even a real word? Yeah, win on your first turn. You can't counter anything. Yeah. I think someone needs to go back and binge all the AI streams again to make a tier make a tier list of them. Tier list of the most broken AI generated cards ever. You win the game unless you pay 1. What a hilarious card. Alright, most broken card ever. Easily. Okay, Mask of Protection, Dragon. It's got this semicolon in the title. It's a white 5 generic 4/3. Doesn't even look like a dragon in here. Oh, it is an ogre warrior. 4 mana tap, destroy target creature. If it's a creature, it's still a land. Alrighty then. That make no sense. I like the whole destroy target creature if it's a creature. I guess it gives your opponent an opportunity to interact with it. Like, okay, I'll turn my creature into an artifact. So now, upon resolution, so like, what it's saying is it's checking to see if it's still a creature upon resolution. So you have to target it while it's a creature, but just in case it changes to another card type, because who knows how the hell that's gonna happen, then it doesn't actually resolve. So anti-Dryad Arbor attack, destroy target creature if it's a creature. It'll still, it's still a land. I don't understand the thing. The AI just throws that on so many cards so often. Like blah 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 blah. Uptick Planeswalker, destroy creature. You gain 5 life. It's still a land. They just throw that at the end for no damn reason. Samrat the Raccoon, destroy target creature if it's a creature. Yeah, you never know. Might turn into an artifact. Might turn into an enchantment. It's possible. The shrieking guy in the back. Oh yeah, maybe this is part of the same lore. It's still a land after sentences on cards that slaps it on sometimes. Yeah. Just for style points. Anyway, this card, the problem is it's still a land. If it didn't have that, it would be doable, but it just doesn't. The Whirler Advisor. Who would take advisory from this? It's a black 2X. It's a 6/4, and it's a Swarmed Gabber. Yeah, the Swarmed Gabber. No, it's a Swarmed Gabber. But here's the special thing about this card. We got flavor text. Each soul has its inevitable result. It's called a teleportation spell. If the weather itself wanted to fight with a mouse before delivering the final days before the Flamekin and Giants go in. This almost makes sense. It's almost deep. Each soul has its inevitable result, and it's called a teleportation spell. Yes, to heaven or hell, I guess. Adam's like, he's cute, he's Ibers. I don't know what the hell the Swamdgabber means. What's X for? Maybe if we knew Swamdgabber better, it might tell us. It's better than Diblick, my second favorite made-up keyword. Don't gab my swom. If the weather itself wanted to fight with a mouse. Yeah, if it's bad weather, I guess you can't die yet. You're not allowed to die. X to get around Chalice. You never know when Chalice will try to interact with these AI-generated cards. All right. Anyway, this card is BS. Moving on. I'm gonna assume. How do you pronounce something like this? Exoro. I'm gonna say it's Exoro. Heartwood Temple. Black 2 generic for a 3/4 human wizard. Whenever you cast a green spell, put an oil counter on another target non-token artifact you control. As long as Exoro Heartwood Temple has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it's a planeswalker. But it wouldn't just die immediately. It has literally no loyalty. So we gotta be careful. We can't get too many counters on this thing. But it does work. It technically is doable. It's just pretty useless if it becomes a planeswalker. Has 3 or more +1/+1. It's interesting. So, essentially, other people could put +1/+1 counters on Exoro to kill it. I love planeswalkers with no abilities. Yeah, and no loyalty. Maybe pronounced Yix or Yix. Oh, maybe Yixoro. That's possible. Look, Mom, I'm a planeswalker. You found your spark. Isn't that how it always is anyway? You're a legendary. One day you're a legendary creature, then you find your spark, and then you're a planeswalker now. You're a planeswalker. What's the oil for? I don't know. Maybe it's like a Texas. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like Texas down there in the multiverse. Some oil cards are good, exactly. Alright, moving on, we got God's Guile. And they're playing basketball. Okay, it's a white 1 generic enchantment. As God's Guile enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. Whenever you complete a Dunkian non-walk card in your graveyard, so you dunk that card into your graveyard. If the spell was tapped for mana, it loses all other card types. That makes no damn sense. We need to be dunking more of our cards into the graveyard. Get dunked on! True story. Another baller card. If a spell was tapped for mana, that's impossible. Spells do not tap for mana. Lands tap for mana. Some creatures tap for mana. Spells, not so much. Dunkin' Donuts. Do they have any donuts in this image? No, they don't. I can just only imagine a bunch of gods, I don't know, flying around some sort of weird, holy basketball court. Like, this basketball net is sort of floating in the air. They got 2 basketballs. It's chaos. What kind of basketball game is this? Heliod be dunking. That's right, Samurott. Oh, Cameron had a super chat. Sorry, I missed you. Do we all become a land after we are buried? Ooh, that's deep. You're right, Cameron. We all become part of the land. We all become some sort of cemetery land. This slam jams with me. All right. Nice mechanic. Pay something while the white spell's on the stack, and by doing that, you generate mana. Somehow. In some weird way. If I were the host, we'd be done in 5 minutes, since I would just gloss over 90% of those word salad cards. We gotta interpret. We gotta look at a little bit of interpretation. And this only happens to one opponent. We choose only one opponent here. We choose an opponent to go dunk on. And if you complete a Dunkian non-walk card in your grave, yeah, whatever. Okay, anyway, it's garbage. Supreme Trash. Halimar, Fire Dragon. Not a dragon. Dragon. Green, red, 5 generic for a 4/3 sliver. Yeah, it's a sliver dragon. Cards in graveyards lose the game for as long as you control Halimar, Fire Dragon. Alright, you cards, you've lost. It's over. Hence why you're in the graveyard. Black 3 generic, sacrifice a creature, exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Exile target creature, then return that card. It's a blinker. So you sack a creature to blink stuff. And you relay the message to all the cards in the graveyard that they've lost. Well, my graveyard has left the game. If those cards didn't lose the game, they'd be in the graveyard. Dragging this to the trash? Yeah, you cards in the graveyard I have the high ground. Moki loves it. It's Zybers. They lose the game for their owner. Who do that? No, I don't think so. I think just they specifically say the cards in the graveyard lose the game. I wonder what that means. Like, if a card goes to the graveyard, is it like another form of exile? Like, it cannot be targeted, it cannot be countered, but it's technically in the graveyard and just not in exile. All right, cards, you've lost the game. It's the slivers trying to evolve into dragons, but they don't know how to spell. I wouldn't be surprised if the slivers are trying to turn into dragons. Does Halimar lose the game when they are in the graveyard? Probably. Or actually, maybe not. When Halimar... Also, if Halimar leaves the battlefield, this effect isn't affected anymore. So, probably the cards in your graveyards have not lost the game anymore. They're back into the game. Probably Super Exile with no touching zone. That's how I'm interpreting it. Is barely doable. I'll take it. Okay, Anixi, Red Oracle. Looks like a jar that's sort of like something from Resident Evil. Okay, we got a red 1 generic X. 5/5 Relish. It's got Menace. Whenever Anixi Red Oracle deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. It's got Relish in its power and toughness. And by the way, that is the weirdest looking relish I've ever seen. Or, what are all the definitions for relish? It's a few ways. Okay, relish. Unless the relish. Okay, it could be mean great enjoyment, or it is just a condiment, and then that's it. So either they are greatly enjoying the 5/5 beating that they're putting on their opponents, or you somehow put this on your hot dog. But you know, honestly, I'm not putting that on my hot dog. I would not even... That is something that has gone bad. That's been in my fridge for maybe not a few weeks, probably a few generations. It's got to be thrown out. That's like what you find in your old great-great-great-grandfather's freezer that has been completely left alone for a long time. You know what? This actually reminds me of The Thing, from that movie The Thing. It was like a sort of red, creepy looking thing, and it like cloned people. Get hit for 5 and enjoy some red substance on your hot dog. You. 5/5 relish score? I just joined. Yep, 5 out of 5 relish. The ketchup has evolved. The ketchup is sentient. Okay, now I get it. That makes some sense to me. Yeah, oh, that thing. It should be a mechanic where to block, you need to down a packet of relish. I guess so. Looks like a normal ketchup served on American hot dogs. I don't see anything else in the image outside from the red stuff. Maybe it's the 5/5 is the rating for this sauce. 5/5. It's got the approval of I can't think of some rating system that rates food. I don't go anywhere to like rate food. And whenever it deals damage, anyway, the 5 out of 5 relish makes no sense. We don't even know what the hell that means, so to hell with that card. All right, let's move on to the Ori. It's a Golgari 0/0 cat soldier with haste. See why? It's going quickly into the graveyard. It's gonna go straight to the your rank. Ori attacks each combat if able, which it will not. And Ori can't attack unless defending player controls an artifact, which it can't even stand on its own 2 legs. So you need some cat deck with like, yeah, it's dead on summoning. It's not completely unplayable. You need a lord out first. So what does it do? Can't attack. It won't even do much. Like, there's no upside to this card. It's technically doable, but it's pointless. So you need to have a cat lord out first. Then the cat comes into play as like a 1/1. And then you can attack if the defending player controls an artifact. And that's it. you'll get in for one damage. Surprise! Yeah, I'm going very fast to my grave. Where it will lose the game. It will lose the game instantly in the graveyard. Go straight to the graveyard and lose. Best home. Yeah, it reminds me of Homelands a little bit too. So it's a sort of low quality. You have to put in a lot of work for almost no gain. They ain't a cat, that's a nightmare. Quickest death trigger in the West. Okay. The card technically is doable, but it really sucks. Oh, we have the Tiefling Bignunny. I guess that's some sort of rabbit or bunny. Blue 3 generic. It's an enchantment with some sort of creature type. Sciences of Creolol. When a Tiefling Bignunny, is it Bigani? Okay, so it's a Tiefling Bigani attacks. It gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It won't be attacking unless you turn it into a creature, though, so you need some sort of opalescence effect on play. Whenever an artifact can block or a Gorgon you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, as long as an opponent controls another creature. Tiefling Bignunny deals 2 damage to that land's controller. I saw enough. Chaos ensued, like, basically on the second half here. Yeah, it's a Tiefling. He confused. It hurt itself in confusion. Yeah, it's confused itself. This card doesn't even know what it does. It's sentient enough to know, like, what do I even do? How do I fulfill this duty? It hurt itself in the confusion. Good thing it's an enchantment. You're safe, Tiefling Bignunny. You are safe. The Scion of Mists. It's a 8 mana, 6/6 horror. And it looks like that guy from, what's it called? Monsters, Inc. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a -2/-2 counter on each of up to 3 targets. This is technically doable. Like, this is a very real card. It's maybe one of the most real cards we've seen all day. And it's a legendary creature. It's very expensive for a 6/6, random 6/6 creature, but if you sack permanents, you can start... Well, you technically divide... It's actually a lot. You sack 1 permanent, and you can basically deal 6, like, put, like, 6 -2/-2 counters on things. Sorry, no. You reduce toughness of your opponent's creatures by 6, because you put a -2/-2 counter on up to 3 up to 3 targets. I don't like it, but it's 8 mana with no evasion. Hey, do you know what? After you sack enough stuff, you're going to kill off all your opponent's stuff, and then it'll just go in for the win. That feeling when your... That feeling when your dog dies in Minecraft? Is that what it looks like? I didn't even know you can have a dog in Minecraft. You give players the counters too, though it won't do anything. That's true. 3 targets, anywhere. Could give the Planeswalkers. Okay, we got the Sage Naga. Here come the Nagas. We got the Fish God. It's a 3/2. Whenever Sage Naga becomes blocked by a creature this combat, destroy target instant or sorcery card or a butt. How are we destroying instant or sorcery cards? Like, what? We basically remove them from the graveyard from the game. And then we have old creatures, exile Sage Naga. Oh god, this doesn't make any sense. Destroy the butt. The BUTs. It's a butt. You know it's good. You know it's a god because it has a halo. That's right. 10 out of 10 image. 6 mana for this damn thing. Destroy a butt? Well, it's butt BUT, not TT. Kneel before him, infidels. He touched the butt. Remove from the stack is destroy instant. Okay, whenever it becomes blocked by a creature this combat. Like, there won't be anything on the stack when he gets blocked in combat. Anyway. I read enough. There's no point interpreting that damn card. Okay, the Magma Killer. And he's rocking with his guitar. Alright, we red 3 generic for a 5/4 human soldier. It's a companion. Your starting deck contains only cards which we can fulfill. Our starting deck will contain only cards. Alright, that's easy. Other creatures you control have Shroud. It's busted. It's actually really good. So it's 5 mana for a 5/4, which is not ridiculous. And it gives all our other creatures Shroud. Yeah, my deck has cards too, Adam. My deck has cards too. That's a companion ability I can fulfill. What the hell is that condition? Well, you know, the first condition was too hard to pull off. So the AI is like, alright, let's make it a little easier. And they made it easy enough that, okay, now let's think. Is there any deck that it would not qualify? Your starting deck contains only cards. It has to be it. Your starting deck can't, like, include tokens or any other weird stuff. This is the card I've been waiting for, must ship. Why did the AI decide he was going to have a guitar? I don't know. He's jamming. No dice. Yeah, dice cannot be part of your deck. Can you play this companion with sleeves? Ooh! Good question. I think based on Magic the Gathering tournament rules, the answer would be yes. Based on AI rules, I have no idea. We gotta go unsleeved. Gotta go back in the ways of 93, 94, people. Back when they just played the cards raw. But it's only your starting deck. You can sleeve your deck after that. Slowly start sleeving. He needs a guitar because he's Zybin. That's right, he's Zybers. Alright, this is a real card. The art for sure is killer. Reserve the good art for that broken companion. Okay, we got the Achroma Celestial Imp. It's a red 2 generic 1/2 worm. Each non-token creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Achroma Celestial Imp gets +1/+0 for each friend you have. That sounds like an unglued card. How many friends do you have? Well, I'll just pull up Facebook. No. How many real friends do you have? Not Facebook friends. Or I don't know. I guess this will be like a social media thing. I got 400 friends on my Facebook, you see. I get +400 power. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature card in your graveyard, you may have that player swunce that damage equal to the discarded card's mana value. Oh, we were so good until the swunce part of this. Yeah. Someone gains control of it. Okay, how many friends do you have? +0. Oh, damn. Also, if you don't have Facebook, it will probably also imply you get +0. Must use Facebook to verify. Verify friends list. Achroma turned into a golem or a worm. It's like, actually, I like the idea of golem being like a worm, you know, a worm in spirit. The guy would betray anyone. Yeah, golem with the glow up. Friends don't matter because you use toughness. +400 power, combat damage based on toughness. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, that's actually exactly what. Oh, who just said it? Yeah, coffee and buns. Yeah, friends don't matter because you use toughness. Everything. It's what a bizarrely worded card. What a funny thing. So you have to somehow reverse the reverse of this thing to make it broken. You got to reverse like each creature deals damage equal to its power other than its toughness. So here's it's combat damage. So if you can somehow make it fight the opponent, that's where I guess it gets broken. Robert, is it possible to play Magic without cards? Probably not. Except if you turn this Achroma into a token. I guess that's possible. Oh yeah, you fling it. Oh, it's a fling target. There you go. Fling for victory. It's a legendary creature because you can fling it a few times. All right. I don't know what Swan. Okay, I'm gonna give it a bit of a pass. We're gonna give this. Actually, no, we can't give it a pass. This whole friends list thing is stupid. All right, scrapped. Okay, we got the Stencia Agent. White 3 generic for a 2/1 orc warrior with a cat. Doesn't look like an orc at all. Whenever you discard a card, create a 1/1 white cat creature token for each non-land card you own in exile. Okay, so this can go crazy. So we discard a card, and then we make a 1/1 equal to all the non-land cards we have in exile. So it constantly keeps track of like all the cards in exile. So if we have like, I don't know, 10 cards in exile, we just discard cards and boom, 10 1/1 white cat creature tokens. Oh, you guys like this one. You want to ship? It's Cybers. 4 cost, fair ship. And actually is real. Real card. So you discard a card, you have a bunch of... I don't know how you get the stuff in exile. That's up for you. I mean, I guess you could use Delve or something. Put a bunch of cards in exile with Delve. And then all of a sudden, get your discard on. Get your kitty on. All right, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. Hope you love them AI-generated cards. We all love the AI-generated cards. And if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks, everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you Super Chat to help be part of the show. And also, we got to thank everyone who shows up in the morning to make the show so fun, like Moki, and also Nalia, Toads, Jonathan, Lee Fisher, well, you people are Manas, Feedy Fox, Steve Cooper, The Jaded, Samurai. We have Orvitus, Toads, Jess. You people are moving real fast. Coffee and Buns. Because without all you guys, I'd have no show. So, as usual, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.